Hey guys, welcome to Acting Out with G. That's me. My name is Georgia Grant Anderson, and I'm about to tell you a story about how I got fired as a teaching assistant slash LSA. Okay, firstly, welcome to my channel. I kind of wanted to do this video basically because of quarantine and stuff, and the impact that it's having on mine as well as others' mental health. It kind of reminded me of how important mental health is. Not that I ever forgot, but it was just like a refresher on the fact that you can't neglect your mental health and you need to make sure you're looking after yourself. And whenever I think about a time when I really struggled with my mental health, it would be definitely the time when I was fired from my job. So I've got my notes here to refer from. This is actually a formal complaint that I had written up, bullet pointed, so I could take to the courts about this situation. So I'm going to kind of use it as my guide so I can, I don't really want to relive it, but the way I could come across so you guys can fully understand the story, okay? Before we get into it, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe. My name is Georgia. I'm an actor. I do actory videos every Monday. Today, I just wanted to do a story time. More of these to come, depending on how this goes or how I feel about saying it. I don't want to ruin like my own mental health and my privacy because of like my life, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure if that made any sense. I was just distracted. Okay, so on with the story, guys. Okay, so this happened this happened November 2019. We are currently in 2021. This happened at the end of 2019. Okay, so a bit backstory. I am an actor, and when I'm not acting, I'm teaching. I usually work with disabled children in primary schools. They have my heart. I absolutely love working in primary schools. I absolutely love working with children. It's legit a happiness of mine. Working with disabled children isn't always joyous. Of course, it's very rewarding, especially when they start to because I've had children that are mute, and after working with me over a period of time, they start to speak. Well, I had one child like that, and after a period of time, she started to speak. So there's very much highs or happiness with that, and then there are very low lows when sometimes I'll come into a school, especially like maybe on my first day, and maybe if the child does not hit it off with me quickly, they might become abusive. They've previously abused their teachers, kicking, punching, spitting, swearing, throwing chairs, all that jazz. And when they meet me, and I have my own type of way how I go around with children, and perhaps they take a liking to me, but on one day they have a bad day where they've come in a mood and they've just attacked me for no reason. So I get highs and very much lows. So from my previous school, before this one that I was fired from, my previous school, I was working with a little boy, and he had, obviously I can't say too much because of confidentiality, not that you would even know who it is, but I can just give you a brief of what happened. So he had issues at home, and me and him, we built a really good relationship, and I kind of get into a relationship with my children, and I actually start to think that they're my children. And I guess in a way it's very bad for me because it puts me in a situation where when your children are naughty, and then you have to, obviously as a teacher, I can't hit them or like seriously like discipline them. I have to use my words and have interventions and things like that. And so sometimes it doesn't really go to plan with the interventions. Perhaps they don't receive it very well and they still act out. And so for me, it's like my child is basically being awful to me, and I don't know what I've done. I'm really trying. I want to help you. I love you so much, but I don't know what to do. So that's how it gets sometimes. So with him, he was with me I was with him for a good year, I think, a good year. And we got a really, really, really good relationship, you know? We had a very good friendship. He was in year one. We had a very good, friendship, a relationship in general, teacher, student, but then also as somebody who he could talk to. And then what happened was towards the end of this academic year, because he went to a different school, towards the end of the academic year, I don't know what happened. And I don't know what happened at home. He had two of us, me and another lady. The other lady, he would just be doing the most. Like, I'd come in for the afternoon shift and he would have hit her, pulled her hair, threw a chair, screaming at her, some kind of abuse. And he would be good for me in the afternoon. And then there was a period of time where he was just wouldn't understand, like he just, I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened, but he just began like he'd pull my hair. He would not listen to me. He'd be running up and down, breaking school property, screaming, going into other classrooms, being disrupting the children, fighting other kids, beating on me. Like, I don't know what happened. Anyway, basically, after that, I wanted to leave the school. I didn't feel like the school properly supported me, especially the head teacher. The head teacher did not support me at all. I didn't realize at the time, but after now, as I am now, I understand that I basically went through depression due to this. There is actually a word, there's whole studies, psychological people have like literally zoomed into this, and they've said like there is a thing that this basically what I went through is gone, but at the time I didn't know. So I just went to school, the same school, the next year, and had different student. I had the student who I was with last year, because I had two kids, him and a little girl, my beautiful baby. And then the next year I had my baby again, the little girl, and then I had a different child as well. So that next year I came in and I was depressed. I struggled to wake up in the mornings. I went to school. I was like pulling out my hair. I'd sit there and just kind of zone out, and I was unhappy and I did not know why. And I didn't know what to do, because in a sense, like it's my job. It's the only way I'm having income. If I'm not acting, then I'm doing this, and acting only comes around every so often. So this was my main source of income. This is how I'm paying, putting forward money to my bills, all that jazz. So so I was really depressed, and I was in a bad way, and I didn't know why. Basically, then after that, I'm getting to it, guys. This is all backstory. It actually matters. So after that, I spoke to my parents, and my parents told me to leave. They was like, Georgia, if you're depressed and you're sad and stuff, like, it's more important. Your life, your mental health is way more important than a bit of quid. So we can support you. I've got wonderful parents. I'm lucky. Not everybody has that option, but they said that they'll support me and they'll be there for me. And so they said quit. So that's what I did. I quit my job, and I focused a bit more on acting. I mean, there's only so much I can do, especially during dry periods with acting, but I basically, yeah, that's what I did. So I took a good month or two off, and then I spoke to a different agency, because I'm with an agency. So I spoke to a different agency about getting me a new job. And he said, yeah, cool, let me set that up. And this is when I come into this school. So this school, I came here, primary school. I can't remember what area it was in. I live in South London. It was in the area, like 30-minute car drive to the school. I started on Tuesday, the 26th of November. So basically, I was fired unjustly. I was fired over stupidness. It was, oh my gosh. Okay, so just bouncing back from depression a few weeks I get back into work, and in a few weeks I'm fired. So you guys can only imagine the kind of madness that was going on in my brain. Anyway, so what happened was I got to the school, and on the first day they have a very small parking area. Okay, they told me that I got there I basically got there in my car, and I said to them, oh, they said to me, you can't park here. And I said to them, oh man, but I got my car. What is that? Where can I park? Is there anywhere that you know that I could park? Anyway, the lady at reception said, don't worry, just come in. You know, it's fine. Anyway, I spoke to her afterwards, and I said, what am I going to do for tomorrow? Like, am I good to park my car? And she said, yeah, don't worry. It's sorted. You can park there. Anyway, I had an agreement with the deputy head to park somewhere else, to move my car. So basically in the mornings I would park on a different road, and then between 1:30 and 2:30 I could move my car in between those times to the school car park. So that's literally just after lunchtime, 1:30 finished lunchtime, and then I could move my car and bring it into the school car park, simply because it was small, you know, and I understood that. But the deputy head basically had an agreement with me, and that's fine. Even the assistant head teacher, we had a discussion about it as well. She was saying how annoying the car parking situation is for her as well, and she said, you know, at least you've sorted it out. Anyway, I said wonderful. So that was fine. I've been working there, I think I had the job for about 2 weeks. So about 2 weeks I was working there, I was parking, moving my car, and everything was fine. I never met the head teacher before. Okay, her name is Sarah. I'm just gonna say Sarah. That you guys don't know the school and stuff, so I don't think that's a breach of confidentiality, but you know, whatever. She was a cow. So just, and that's being nice about the situation. Anyway, so I never met Sarah before until the day I was fired. Okay, I met her as they were sorting something out in the car park, and I basically had to move my car so another person could leave because we was all kind of fixed in. So I went out there, I'm moving my car, and then that's when I met her. And she said to me, hi, you can't park here. It's for permanent staff members only. And I said to her, at this moment, I don't think she introduced herself to me. I don't know who this woman was. She just came up to me and told me, you can't park here. It's for permanent staff members only. So in my mind, I'm one of those people that I was just literally like, oh no, it's fine. I sorted it out with the deputy head teacher. We have an agreement, so I park elsewhere, then I come in, so it's all sorted. And she said, okay, and then walked off. And that was that. I didn't think anything of it. Anyway, I think by that point, I think I asked another member of staff or something like that. She said, and no, I'm lying. She did say that she was the head teacher. That was the first thing she said, because she wants to declare her authority. She came up to me and said, I'm the head teacher. You can't park here. It's for permanent staffs only. Cool. That's what happened. I'm refreshing. It was coming up to 2 years now. And so anyway, I was like, cool. Anyway, 30 minutes later, I'm with a group of children. I've got like an intervention group. So I've got my little children around me. They're in year 2. We're talking. You know, all that's fine. I'm teaching. That's fine. 30 minutes later, she confronted me in front of the children. This woman, guys, she walked up to me like I was 2 years old in the most aggressive way and said, I told you to move your car. Why haven't you moved it? Hands on the hips, looking down at me, because the tables are pretty small because they're only little, innit? So she comes up there. I told you to move your car. Why haven't you moved it? Yeah, she's doing all up this, innit? So I had to take a second. I was just thinking, okay, all right, you clearly don't have any respect for anybody else, but cool. I said to her, I did move it. I said, I'm not blocking you, am I? Who told me to go say that? She said, no. I told you, you need to park on the street. You cannot park in the car park. Raising her voice. I'm in front of about four kids. I'm in front of 4 kids. This woman want to come storm up to me and shout at me. I told you to move your car. Now move it onto the street. Doing all this and shouting. Listen, I don't care who you are. Me, I don't be raising my voice and being rude to people. I don't do it, okay? And I demand the same respect that I'm going to show you, okay? You treat people the way you want to be treated. So I'm only going to treat you good and you can treat me good too. So I turned around and I said to her, don't speak to me like that. I'm not a child. You cannot speak to me like this. She told me to move your car. This is in quotes. She said, move your car, get in your car and leave. So I stood up because she's literally going over me like this because I'm on the chair. I'm looking up and she's looking down. She's shouting at me. The whole class could hear. I said to her, I will not be spoken to like this, especially in front of these kids. Anyway, at that time, I said, I'm not going to be spoken. I said, I will not be spoken to like this, especially in front of the kids. As I said that, I stood all the children up and then I told them to go inside the classroom, okay? Because first of all, you're shouting at me in front of these children that are supposed to one day learn to respect me. How can they respect me when they see nobody else is respecting me? Second of all, you're talking and shouting at me. This is not the way you should be talking in front of children. They don't need to be learning this awful behavior. This is not the way you talk to people. So how dare you do that in front of these children that I'm supposed to be teaching? How dare you? Okay? So, me level-minded, good person. I'm a good person. I let the children go inside the classroom and I came out so she could speak to me. You want a one-on-one? I give you a one-on-one, okay? So I said to the kids, go inside. Anyway, as I came outside, she huffed and she stormed down the corridor. She was not happy. She stormed down the corridor. But at this point, I really don't care. This is the first time I'm meeting you, Mrs. Head Teacher. And this is how you're talking to me, Sarah. Rude. Anyway, I went off. I went to call my teaching agency to tell them what happened, because at this point I didn't know what was gonna happen. I told her that I'm cool, like I'm not actually, like at this point in time I'm not blocking anyone in the car park. Nobody needs to leave. The car park is fine, right? But you have it in your head that I now need to park on the street and pay for the parking, and basically I'm not cool with that. Unless you're gonna put money in the meter, I'm not moving on to the street, okay? I had a discussion and I had an agreement with the deputy head teacher before you ever even met me, before you took the time to think, to ask who is teaching my kids, who are my kids around. Before you even thought to do that, I had this conversation already with the deputy head teacher. So I'm not moving my car. Basically, I'm not moving my car. Okay, all right, 2 seconds. Let me just, because the time is running out. Okay, so I called my agency and I basically updated them to let them know exactly word for word what happened, okay? Because at this point, she's shouting at me. I didn't know if I have a job or like what's going on. So I called my agency. Then, as I'm walking back to the classroom, I was met by the admin officer. Yeah, she said to me in these exact words, guys, I have been asked to tell you to get off the premises immediately. Listen, I'm not a criminal. I don't commit crimes. I'm a good person. I don't commit crimes. I am not a thief. I don't kill. I don't do anything that would get me into prison. I don't do stuff like that. I don't do drugs. I don't do that, okay? Cheeky bit of alcohol. That's it. I don't even smoke. I do not do anything illegal, okay? And this woman got another lady to come and tell me to escort me off the premises immediately. How dare you treat me like a criminal? Off the premises immediately. Listen, when I tell you I've never been spoken to like that in my life, I've never had to deal with anything like that in my life. How dare you? And all I do is come here to look after these lovely children. That's all I'm here for. I ain't here for you. I ain't here for you. I'm here for the children. Listen, guys, when I tell you how upset I was. Anyway, I went to get my belongings and I heard Sarah, the head teacher, and another deputy head teacher, who is she? She's the assistant head teacher, talking about me in the corridor. Listen, school is full blown going. The classroom doors are open. I'm in a classroom and I can hear these people talking bad about me. What does that have to say about your school? You lot are unprofessional. I should blow up what the school's name is now, but I ain't even here for that. I'm literally here to give you a story time to basically tell you about how mental health is paramount, okay? I'm not even here to put anyone on blast. Anyway, I approached the two ladies that were talking my name bad, and the moment I came up to Sarah, she said to me, "Move your car now or go back to..." She paused. "Go back to where, boo-boo?" I said to her, "Go back to where?" This is a white woman. And I don't throw the racist card. Not every situation I put down and say, "Oh, you're racist." But I think something racist was about to escape her mouth. The way how her body language, the way how she was so upset that I challenged her, the fact that she was so pumped because I didn't move my car. This woman told me to go back to, like this, guys. "Move your car now or go back to the street and park." No exaggeration. This woman stuttered so hard. Me and the assistant head had to look real good. She quickly added, back to the street and park there. And from then, that's when I said, this must be a racial thing. I didn't know what it was before, but after she said that, I was like, this must be a racist type thing. The area that I was working in is very middle class, a lot of white people, and the school is a lot of white people, a lot of white children. And I never even thought about it. Like, legit, I am so, like, the way how I kind of feel mad about myself, because I feel to myself, like, am I ignorant or just stupid? Am I stupid or ignorant? Like, which is the one? Literally, when I see children, I don't see, this is a white child, this is a black child. No, I don't see it, okay? I really don't. I couldn't care less. As far as I'm concerned, you're a child, and I'm here as an adult to look after you. That's all I see. But for that moment, I didn't even realize it then. It's after when I was talking to my family, and they was asking me the area, the type of teachers around. I'm like, yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? It must be. Listen, I don't like to play the race card, but in this situation, I actually think that it was a racial thing. Anyway, at this point, inside I'm red hot, but outside I am composed. Listen, I will not be labeled the aggressive black girl. I will not be labeled the aggressive black woman, okay? I was professional and calm, and I handled it like a boss. I said to her, this is my quotes, "No, I will not be doing that, as I was told there would be free on-site parking before I accepted the job. Also, I wouldn't mind moving my car into a space after you've left." She immediately cut me off. I'm just remembering now. She needed to go to an appointment, and she needed me to basically move my car. My car wasn't in the way of hers, but I said, if my car is still in your way, please tell me, I'll happily move, and then I'll park in your space if anything. Who told me to go say that? Who told me to go say that, guys? Anyway, she immediately cut me off and she said, no, you can't park here. Park on the street. She's obsessed with me parking on the street. I replied, okay, but are you going to give me the money for parking? Listen. I said to her, okay, that's fine. Are you going to give me the money for parking? I remember this as clear as day. Face angry, red hot. You cannot park here. I'm the teacher. I'm the head teacher. I tell you what to do. I said, this woman's crazy. She's crazy. And I thought to myself, I've got 2 avenues right now. I could cuss you out stink, okay? I could cuss you out stink and let the whole school know what is going on. Or I could be calm, composed, and not act like how you want me to act, because clearly you pushing my buttons for a reason. I could be calm and composed and not act like the way you want me to act, and hopefully get some justice at the end of this, because I will happily go to the courts. I will go to whoever will listen. I will go to the chair, the head of governors of the school, and report this. Like, I'm happy. I'll do that, okay? Anyway, she's ranting to me. You cannot talk to me like this. And then her last words, she said to the assistant head, call the agency. We're letting her go. I'm not having this. And she stomped off like a 2-year-old. Literally, this woman was a child playing dress up. Anyway, the other lady, the assistant head teacher, looked at me very sad and was like, there's nothing I can do. And from the way how everybody was acting, I could tell that this woman was vile. From even the talks, the things that I've heard in the staff room about her, how uninvolved she is with the school, I could tell that this woman is nothing but toxic and orders people about. That's her job. She orders people about. And then whether she does something in her office, because I was working at that school for 2 weeks and I never seen this woman in my life. I did not know what she looked like. And I heard she wasn't on holiday or anything. She was there apparently, but I never seen this woman in my life. It's not even a big school. It's a small school. You know? I never seen this woman before. And I've never been to a school where in the first week, the head teacher hasn't introduced themselves to me, or in the first week I haven't at least seen them. 2 seconds, guys, my timer. Anyway, I went to see the 2 people who employed me, basically the Senko and the assistant head, to see what they would say, as I believe that they were level-headed people. Because I do believe my dismissal was completely unproportionate and unnecessary. And when I went and I spoke to them, they literally just said, they shrugged and said sorry. They shrugged and said sorry. That's what they did. When I told them what happened, they shrugged and said sorry. So after that, I got my keys, I got my coat, my bag, all that jazz, got in my car, and I drove home. And then that was a Friday, I believe, or a Thursday or something. When I had to fill in my timesheet, I only wrote that I worked half a day, which I did. I only worked half a day. Do you know why? Because I'm not a criminal. I don't even steal. I would not steal. I'm not going to take your money. I'm not going to take a full day's work because I didn't work a full day's of work. That's how honest I am. So as you wanted me to be escorted off the premises immediately, let me just remind you, honey, I'm not a criminal. Anyway, so they shrugged. They didn't care. And I just thought to myself, this is wild. Do you know why? Because about a month ago, or even less than a month ago, I was depressed. at my other job and I had to leave because I was so depressed with being beaten up by a 5-year-old. I was depressed with going to a school that didn't care about their children. I was depressed with going into a school where I'm the LSA. I work with one child specifically, and I would have a full table of children teaching them their ABCs. Why? Because the teacher didn't care. The teacher would be on duty outside, standing, doing nothing, not engaging with the children whatsoever. I was depressed because my child that I was looking after, my child that I love so much, I don't have time for planning. They don't give me time. They don't pay me to plan. So the teacher, the class teacher, has to plan your work for you, basically, and I execute. This woman never once gave me anything to do with my child. Never. But then when Ofsted came, all of a sudden there's resources. All of a sudden there's activities in a reception that I didn't know even existed because you never put them out before. But as soon as Ofsted come through the door, all of a sudden you're a perfect school. I was depressed because this woman looked me straight in my face and tell me that one child, one little Portuguese child, is not even trying to learn English. She looked me straight in my face and said that with disgust because the little child was talking to another child that was also bilingual, that spoke English and Portuguese. This one child comes straight from Portugal. She doesn't know a word of English. She's sitting down with her safety net, a child that speaks the same language, that she understands, that it just doesn't sound like gibberish. She's sitting there speaking to her. And this woman, one of bone face, hard face, come up into my face and tell me, look at her. It's not like she's even trying. The child is 4. She's 4. I'm depressed because the school is crap. And I care too much to be associated with such BS. So I was depressed because of all of that. And then I come to a new school where children recognize me for being Daisy on TV, for being on CBBC, and I get fired because I stood my ground. I get fired because I moved my car out of the way, but because it wasn't on the street where you wanted it, I got fired. Listen, guys, if I didn't have my support system of my family, my boyfriend, my friends, I don't know where I'd be. Like, legit, I don't know where I would be. If I did not have God in my heart, I do not know where I would be. I'm not even exaggerating. Anyway, I went to the courts, to the law people, to see if the lawyers, to see if they could do something. And long story short, they couldn't. They said I wasn't working there long enough. Then there was no actual evidence. There was nothing, basically. So the woman who wrongfully fired me got nothing. She didn't even get a tap of the wrist. She probably doesn't even think about it. She's probably forgotten about it. Yeah. So that's my story of time of how I got fired. And I don't want you guys to pity me or anything. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm doing okay. I'm not amazing, no. But I'm okay. I will be okay. Because I have God. I got a roof over my head. I got food in my stomach. I got family, my loved ones. I'll be okay. So don't pity me or anything. I'll be okay. I'm good. I just wanted to let you know what went down. And just to put yourself first. Because clearly people don't care about you. Clearly I shouldn't say people, but strangers. Clearly there's people out there, your employers, they don't really care about you. I guarantee that woman didn't even know my name. Anyway, guys, that was my story time. Depending on how the comments go and stuff, I might, if you want me to update you with what's happening now with my life or whatever, let me know. Make sure you subscribe, like and stuff, comment, share this video around. But most of all, look after yourselves, especially during this pressing time of quarantine. 2021, still quarantining. Just put yourself first. Stay safe. Love yourself. And if you are feeling at all low or like life is hard, if you're feeling anything close to depression, if you're feeling anything, there's so many helplines that you can call. And if you don't feel like you can call a helpline, please call your friends, your family. Mate, message me on Instagram. Legit, message me on Instagram and I will get back to you and I'll make sure that you are straight. Okay? Sorry, my brother was there. Yeah, so just make sure you're looking after yourself and staying safe. And if you need to talk to anybody, please hit me up on Instagram, G_Alice, and I will get back to you. I try and get back to you at least. Yeah. From personal experiences, one time I was really depressed and going through a hard time, and I tried to call a helpline and nobody answered. Yeah, so I understand. Just it took me a lot of kind of guts and confidence to even call them, and for them not to answer actually hurt. It did bad stuff to my brain. So if no one answers, I hope they do, but if no one answers, I will answer. Like, legit, message me on Instagram. I don't get that many messages, so I will see it at least, or even comment below. We can have a support group in the comments below. Legit, just don't be going through things by yourself. Don't be going through things by yourself. And if you're contemplating religion or spirituality, that helped me a lot. God is so good to me, and God is here with me in my heart. I know it. I'll be watching my sermons and trying to read the Bible, things like that, trying to get closer to God. And that has really helped with my mental health as well. Because it's like, although there's maybe people not around me in the physical sense, but in my mind, in the spiritual sense, I can feel my maker. So, not pushing it on you, but if you feel like people can't be there for you, I tell you what, your dad, your father in heaven will be there for you. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys soon.